Hello plant friends, my name is Victoria and you're watching Plantastics. Today I'm going to be showing you all of my blooming violets because as it happens, they're all blooming right now. So I am going to start with this one. It is Optimara, Arkansas, and you can see it's got these very beautiful burgundy blooms and she's blooming, definitely. And it's kind of grown just a little asymmetrical because the lighting wasn't optimal whenever I had it before I moved it. So that is Optimara, Arkansas. Next is this African violet called Simpler Times. And you can see I actually have two of these. Because I love them so much or wasn't paying attention, I'm not sure which, I added two of these to my cart. So you can see these are pretty large blooms. They are honestly about 1 inch to 1.5 inches across. They're huge and they're this beautiful purple. It's like a lighter purple, honestly, compared to some of the others that I'm going to show you. So this is Simpler Times. Seen Midnight Waterfall, it's an African violet and it's almost the inverse of this one, which is a fantasy. Instead of being mostly pink with purple splotches, it is mostly purple with pink. So this is Buckeye Columbus Platinum, and you can see we've got these huge blooms, absolutely stunning. And if I were to count them, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 open fully, and then we have several on this side, if you can see them, that are starting to open up. So this is Buckeye Columbus Platinum. This is a miniature. It's not a standard, so it's going to be smaller. And this is Bunny Hop. So it honestly looks a lot like another African violet that's a mini called Jolly Deer. Now, the main difference is that this one is a little bit bigger and fuller, and it's got a good bit more white in the bloom. So you can see it's white and pink, and that one's more of like a solid color. And you can see that there's almost like white in the center, and the borders are darker colored. So this is Bunny Hop. Next is the violet that I just referenced, Jolly Deer, and you can see that this one's different. So these are solid pink. Now this one isn't in full bloom. You can see there are quite a few peduncles that have not opened yet, but it is just starting to go into full bloom. And I just repotted all of these violets, so they've got all the nutrients that they need to just send out tons and tons of blooms. So you can see this one honestly has more petals than Bunny Hop does, and you can see that there are some darker colors on the outer petals, but on the inner ones, and the majority of them, they're pretty much all the same shade of pink. So that is Jolly Deer. So this violet I bought at a local nursery. For the most part, name varieties are not sold near me, so a lot of them I do have to purchase, but there are two violets and they're both of the Buckeye variety that I was able to purchase locally. So this one is Buckeye Let's Roll, and it has been blooming for, I want to say, 2 months. I basically got it and it has not stopped blooming. So it is just beautiful. And if we look at the blooms, they are this very dark pink, almost flirting with the idea of being burgundy or fuchsia. And they've got this white border along the leaves and along the flower petals. So we've got a little tad bit of variegation there. And it's just a very beautiful, beautiful violet. And all the peduncles have leaves. So that's something kind of cool. So this is Buckeye Let's Roll. This is the other violet I was able to get locally, and this is Buckeye Party Streamers. Now, it is not in full bloom just yet, but you can see that it is about to go into it. And this is actually probably 3 or 4 separate plants. I'm just waiting to separate them, so that way I'm not just throwing away the little tiny ones. I'm going to be able to repot them and potentially sell them on eBay. But yeah, so these are... This one's about to go into bloom. So we can count the peduncles And I see 3 here. So 1, 2, and 3. And then there's several forming. So this one's fixing to be blooming. This violet here is very beautiful and it is not open yet. It just finished blooming. So I cut back all the peduncles and now it's blooming again. So this is not a Buckeye. This one is Snowy Halo. So on the inner part of the flower close to the eye is like that little yellow part in the very center. It is dark purple and the outer perimeter is white. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's got this really nice gradient and it's just a beautiful addition to my collection and it is beautiful. I love the quilting on these leaves. Like it looks so textured and whatnot. And it is about to bloom. We have several different peduncles. So if we count them here, we've got 1, 2, there's 1, 3, 4, and then there's some others that are kind of closer to the very center in the crown of the plant that are forming that we're just not going to be able to see because if we move the leaves around, we might break one off. So this one is Snowy Halo. Next is Rosovea. I'm going to have to look at the label again because I keep forgetting what this one's called. Rosovea Aquarelle. That's my best attempt. And it just finished blooming. I pulled off a lot of the peduncles and it's about to bloom again. So you can see that here. And this is one of my Russian-Ukrainian hybrids. Next is Streetlets, and it is blooming. I did pinch off and deadhead quite a bit yesterday because they were so faded that they were just not as pretty. And these, honestly, after this video, I'm probably going to deadhead them as well. But you can see that this is a little bit different. It's got a lot of variegation in the center, and it is a fantasy, but you really can't see much of it right now. But it's these dark purple flowers and there's supposed to be like some maroon in there, but you really can't see it. On the very first blooms that it had, you could kind of see it. But yeah, it's almost reminiscent of Blackberry Jam, which is another African violet that I had, and it had much darker flowers than this, but these are the darkest purple and the deepest purple that I have. And the rest, like I have Simpler Times, which is almost like flirting with being a periwinkle purple, if that makes sense. So yeah, so these are all of my violets that are blooming right now, and I hope to have more bloom soon. I have 2 or 3 varieties that are about to bloom as well that I'm not showing you because I'm just going to pinch off the flowers because the plant really needs to focus on putting out new leaves. So, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and comment which is your favorite variety. And I'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye.